Hey guys, June here, and there were a few mentions recently about some upcoming changes to the combat system that I wanted to talk about quickly. First off, ModPie released a dev blog about the changes that are coming up to Concentrated Blast and Fury, as well as an unexpected change to the ability Needle Strike, which I'll include a link to in the video description. It's definitely worth taking a read through some of their thought processes and the things that they considered for buffing Concentrated Blast. The buff looks a lot like people expected. First off, Sonic Wave is getting the accuracy bonus weakened a little bit, which is reasonable because it was quite overpowered, honestly. Concentrated Blast is being given a cumulative critical hit chance bonus of 5% for each of the hits that you allow to go through, which is a pretty interesting and creative solution that allows the ability to actually be used in two different ways. Most of the time during your ability rotations, you're going to continue using it the way we do now by canceling it after 3 game ticks, only allowing 2 of those hits to go through, which results in a 10% critical hit chance boost to the next ability you use after it. If, however, you plan to follow Concentrated Blast with an ability like Wild Magic, it would be worthwhile to use those extra 2 game ticks to allow that third hit to go through, not only benefiting from the ability damage that deals, but also the extra 5% critical hit chance bonus on the Wild Magic. The only problem with this is it's still going to be a channeled ability, so unless they release an item like the Nightmare Gauntlets that allows you to continue moving while you're casting it, it's going to be totally useless for any kind of advanced PVM that requires you to be mobile. Mobility with Concentrated Blast was one of the core issues that was supposed to be addressed by this buff, so now that the critical hit chance bonus puts it roughly on par with Sonic Wave in terms of damage output, depending on where it's used obviously, the only remaining issue seems to be the mobility problem, so I hope they address that before they actually go through with the buff and don't just ignore it and assume that the damage bonus was all we needed. A few side notes from this buff. First off, Fury's getting the same critical hit chance bonus that Concentrated Blast is, which means that melee DPS is going to go up even higher, even though it already outclasses ranged and magic. And for some reason they also decided to buff the damage bonus from Needle Strike up from 5% to 7%. This has drawn quite a bit of criticism so far just because dual wield ranged is already superior damage to two-handed range, so it doesn't really make any sense to buff Needle Strike to be higher damage and leave Dazing Shot untouched. ModPie responded to this criticism by saying that the Bash and Dazing Shot abilities are next up on their list of things to address and potentially buff as necessary. Some player suggestions have been to make the Dazing Shot debuff on the enemy directly reduce the damage of the incoming attack, which would make the two-handed range style a little bit more defensively oriented. The buff to the Shield Bash ability appears to just be reducing the cooldown so that it will fit in the place of things like Concentrated Blast, Sonic Wave, or Fury in terms of building DPS rotations while you're using a shield, which would be a super awesome update. Obviously none of this stuff is set in stone yet, but as these things are actually released into the live game, I will be updating all of the DPS for Dummies videos to accommodate all of the changes that are made and help you re-optimize your ability rotations in thinking about the changes and the buffs. One last little bit of information that emerged on Reddit in conversation about this critical hit chance bonus is that there is currently a fix for critical hits working with the Equilibrium perk that's being tested in QA as we speak and should be out within a few weeks. This will mean that the Equilibrium perk won't break the Biting perk anymore, and you can get a slightly higher average damage by using a combination of Precise 4 and Equilibrium 2 or Precise 5 Equilibrium 1 on your offhand, since you can put those on a single gizmo rather than just Precise 5. The bonus on that would be quite small, and they are really difficult combinations to get, but I will be updating the perking videos as a result as well. All in all, these look like some pretty awesome changes, so I'm excited to have these released into the live game so that I can remake those videos and talk about them with you guys in more depth. I'm sure you guys will all stick around for that, so thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.